Three, two, one. Hello everybody, how is it going? So, today, more green yellow. This is probably all you're going to see for a little bit, but got a couple games. First one is against Kid, which is another deck that I want to try out. I've played it a little bit, just kind of on my own. Testing it, it feels just a lot like, your normal yellow deck. Doesn't really have, it kind of has the NL, the NL feel, I guess, or like, if you have a, say just like a 7-drop law, then you keep playing aces, then you have a big blocker every turn and, you heal. But I think that's just kind of a yellow thing, I guess. But, yep, just trying to practice green yellow law. This is from kind of my first session with playing with this deck. I do need to record more, honestly, but I feel like I had a bit better of a grasp on the deck during these next couple of games, so there is that. We get a trigger, which is pretty sweet. One thing I hate about this new Zoro, like it's good, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of weird that like you can play it when you have less life, but then it can lose rush if you like take their life with other cards. I guess it makes sense, but in my mind it's like an on play, but even though it's just not an on play. I think that's what trips me up, is that it just has it, if you have less life. So I think there might be there's one game where I end up, I think, messing up and the Zoro loses rush and I'm like, wait a second, but he gets not a killer trigger, it was a different trigger that bought out killer, which is interesting. Killer kind of being like a Pero Sparrow. The list I was trying didn't even play killer, so yeah. I'm debating on attacking here with the Zoro. I think it's fine. I definitely probably want to take like 1 life next turn, just because I don't have a great target for my 7-drop now, so I probably want to look a little bit. Gets Rygoed out of life, and that's fine. It happens. Yeah, rare restand law played. I feel like, what did we search off the Luffy? I was not paying attention, my bad. I'm gonna say it was a 7-drop law, because we had like 3 in hand or something. But he's just swinging face. We kind of want that, because again, we're looking for a target for our leader, which we do get the blocker law, which isn't the best, but it's not the worst, so I mean, I guess whatever. He's playing a whole lot of floaty blockers here. Not blockers, but just like characters in general, with Kiku healing and then like killer searching. Cards are always annoying, but like this deck doesn't play any removal, so who cares? we just ignore him and go face. And this deck is aggressive enough to kind of do that, so pretty good. Just trying to figure out if I live next turn. I think it's gonna. I think we're pretty okay. We could like literally just heal and like not cheat something out, which might be a bit safer. But I mean, it's a blocker, right? Like, it's probably worth playing. Probably, yeah. So we will play the law. Yeah, we can take back the restand, honestly, because if we want to make a play with that next turn, it's not bad. And we get basically 3k more counter. I guess it's only, 3k, right? Yeah, math. Because we find a 2k off the 1-drop Luffy, and we add the 1k to our hand in the law, so not bad. He is going to not trash my last life. I probably was dead if that worked, but I believe that card needs your opponent to be at 3 or more life. I think I read it, because I'm like, why is he not resolving the effect? Yeah. So yeah, you need to be at 3 or more life, and I was at 1, so we do not get obliterated by the Robin burn cards. That is good. And I think even if he just kind of swung out normally here, he probably could have got it, honestly. So kind of a bigger misplay. I'm not gonna sit here and do the math. We're all just learning. I would have probably made the same mistake. I don't have much 2K though, or many 2Ks, so I'm gonna assume I was probably dead if he didn't waste 6 Dawn on that. But hey, we take those, and yeah, it's just game. Moving on, we have a purple black Luffy. There we go. This is a deck that I kind of want to play this format, but I just really haven't been playing this format, at least in person, and I haven't bothered to get the cards, so yeah. I'm still kind of just in the OP10 waiting room. I kind of really just want to play this deck. I know he's not really meta for OP10, but, isn't that like the best thing though? Because you go play at locals and you're playing like a tier 2 deck, tier 1.5 deck, and then like if you lose, you're like, these guys playing the meta. Look at me, I'm a hero. I'm not playing the meta. But rereading that law trigger there, We are not going to use it. That card is pretty sweet though, just being a searchable 2k counter, and is just kind of straight up a free trigger. Pretty good, pretty good. Kind of like a Frankie. Not the Sky Island one, well, Vegapunk one. There we go, we made it. We're gonna go 1 Daunt on leader. We can leader effect this turn because we have Mihawk into Hawkins, which is pretty good. Yeah, we could just like YOLO it. Not worth playing, but hey, taking back a searcher is not bad, especially when we're on the going second curve, because we can kind of just like Cavendish next turn, replay the Luffy, and then like bounce into Cavendish or something. We know Beggie's there, so if he swings life, we'll probably just take it to allow the Beggie to set up our next turn, which could be good. He's going to play the Law Searcher, grabs an Uso Hachi, which is just going to be a 2k counter. Plays out the Zoro, which will end up ramping him 1 and restanding a bunch. Good card, good card. And then he's just going to swing 8 at face, yep, ignoring the Hawkins. That is what is nice about playing the Mihawk Hawkins package, is that people usually don't just want to trash a life, but then they leave you with the character, you know? So it's like not bad. Thinking a little bit here, I could just play the Begie. I don't have a blocker law, which would be pretty good in this scenario. I think I should definitely get down the Cavendish first, but we're just gonna swing 5. You know, we're definitely ahead on board. We should get some cards from his hand. We have a lot of cards in hand as well, so that's pretty good. We're gonna play the Searcher Luffy. We probably just want a 7 drop. I mean, blocker law is also pretty good, because we can play out Cavendish and then play out Begie, and then we have 2 good targets to bounce, but we end up taking the 7 drop. I guess we can leader effect into Restand Law if we want. I guess just taking the 7 drop for next turn is never bad. It's kind of just once you hit like 7, you want to have it on curve. It's just a great enabler, you know. It's what it is. You don't have to trash your life to use your leader effect every turn if you keep having them, so it's pretty good. So yeah, we're just gonna go with the Restand Law, which I think is fine. We'll take back the 2k, just restand the Hawkins, poke again. Our board is very wide now, so like, I don't know, if he clears anything, I guess it's like all good. Obviously we want our Cavendish to stick around, just because that's obviously probably our best engine in the deck. Just being able to restand Cavendish is very, very strong. We're gonna pass it back. I think he's at 8 Dawn. Should be at 8. Maybe he's at 10. I don't know. Did he get his Dawn yet? Yeah, he did. So yeah, just at 8. Could have the Moria, but doesn't look like it because he's gonna play Gum Gum Lightning, which is just a removal spell, which is basically just a 1-cost removal spell in this deck, or event, my fault, but it does get rid of the Cavendish, which is very strong. I really like that card. I was playing that in Purple Black Luffy when I was kind of just trying it. It feels really good just to have, like 6k is just a good number for removal, so very solid card. He still has 7 Dawn up. Like the only 7 cost that comes to mind is like Sanji that this deck plays, so could play Sanji and like try to clear one of my bodies. Probably doesn't want to go after Hawkins just because he's already at 2 life, and there are quite a couple attacks coming next turn. To be fair, the Luffy deck can be very, very defensive with Gum Gum Giant. I love that card, by the way. It's probably a little bit too strong, but that card is so sweet. Like, free 4k blocker, or 4k counter, you draw 2. Like, to be fair, it's not technically free because you go down 2 Dawn, but like that's a small price to pay for like what that card does. Very, very good. It gets down to Zoro, and then just, yeah, swings face with everything he has, which is kind of fun. We're probably... Oh, he's tapped out. We could like try to go for game. We have a Restand Law. But we're only on 8 Dawn, so we probably wouldn't get it regardless. I guess we could respect his board a bit. We should definitely just clear the Law with the Luffy, and maybe we'll swing into one of the Zoros. It's probably good to get rid of the Zoros. Yeah, we'll just go 6. And this, the 7-drop Law will probably just end up playing out, what's his name? A Restand Law. We'll just restand Law, sure. We have like 1 extra Dawn to spare, so we can just swing with the Mihawk, which sounds pretty good. Just thinking how I want to do it. Gonna go 5 with the Hawkins. Yeah, I imagine it's so good that Sanji has a 1k counter. Like, isn't that kind of crazy? Yeah, so 1 Dawn on Mihawk. We'll go 5. Then we'll go 7 drop. put restand in life, give our leader a Dawn, do the thing, and it's probably just game next turn unless he kills me, which I guess is possible. Like, I guess is what, a 5k and his leader? He could just go for it. You never know. I could die. Also, I think that's a misplay if I'm playing 7-drop because I'm just missing out on 1k power unless I'm thinking of not playing 7-drop. I could literally just play 7-drop and heal. I think that's probably the more... It's a lot more conservative and probably just safer. Yeah, and that is what I do. I end up just stacking the Rush Zoro. I actually like that. I think I like that better than doing all the extra stuff, like restanding for an extra 6k attack is not as good as just getting a 9k body down and having 2 life, basically, meaning I'm pretty unkillable. Not necessarily, because, you know, they do have Rush, but he plays 10-drop Luffy, which I think I definitely would have died or would have come close to dying if I did not just heal one. So we will take that. we'll be happy about that. We're probably going to lose some of our board here, which is fine. You know, once he realizes we can get out of... I think we'll probably just counter this one, because next one's going to be pretty big. It's going to be what? It's going to be 10, 12. So yeah, we're going to counter this one. Dropping 2 1Ks always feels a little bit bad, but when you know you're guaranteed living, it's all good. We'll take it. So yeah, he can just clear my restand law plus Hawkins. I don't know, he probably wants to leave Hawkins alone just because it's kind of scary. Is going to pop the restand and then, you know, get his 2 Dawn back. Do the thing. Still has 4 Dawn, goes 2 on leader. He's going to swing 7. We have to take. We get the Zoro, which we probably want to trigger it out. And we'll just get rid of the restand. I mean, the restand's pretty good. Yeah, we'll get rid of the Bonnie. We don't have a way to, like, set up the restand in our life, but just playing it isn't the worst, you know? It's going to go 12 at our Luffy. Interesting he doesn't just put us to 0. I guess he's a little bit worried about dying, which is completely fair. But he does have 2 Dawn up, and I respect Gum Gum Giant a lot. Like, I don't just want to lose the game to him having, you know, a million counter, because he gianted into draw 2 2Ks and then had, like, another giant, you know, like, no reason to throw. So we're just going to poke, and because we top decked a Bonnie, which is very convenient, we'll just freeze the Luffy, and we should just be guaranteed alive again, unless he has the Sanji, which could be bad, but he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll have 8 next turn, so he can go like 6, 7. So like, if our life is at 2k, we're alive, but if not, you know, feeling a little bit bad. We'll see. We're definitely just swinging for 5 here. We alternatively, like, nah, there's no, we never put 10 Dawn on leader and just try to kill Luffy, because then we just die. We're definitely not doing that. So this is a little bit risky. I'm trying to just, like, trade one of my 5Ks for a giant. I don't think he really ever does it. So yeah, we'll just Bonnie the Luffy, and I will pass with the 1k counter in hand, because I'm scared. You know, even though technically if he has the Sanji, we are just dead. So I guess I should have just spent the 5 and then just, like, went for another attack and trade for one of the giants. But he does play Moria. I'll take that. I'm happy I'm not dead. Does have the kind of the maximum value set up here with the Law and the 4-drop Frankie. He has to search and then draw 2, discard 2. Very strong, very strong. Gets to restand 1 Dawn for his, not from his leader, but, you know, he's obviously holding it for whatever it's called, the giant. We top deck a Veggie. So yeah, we have no choice but to go for game. He did have 2 giants, not necessarily he had it last turn, but I was respecting it, you know. And we do get a rematch, I believe. So we go again. This opening hand seems pretty mid. Let's mulligan it. I always just like having a searcher because, you know, oh, we have 2 searchers. How great. Well, we already have a way to put something in life, so we just want something good to put in life. I don't think it's the worst taking the Hawkins, just because it's an annoying body that he doesn't really want to clear. But best target here for, like, you know, like doing our leader thing is definitely the Bonnie, and we get the best target here, which will be the Cavendish, especially just on curve. Like later on, like leader fighting for Cavendish is not as good, but having that down on curve is very strong. But we know he's playing that one card, Gum Gum. I think it's Gum Gum Lightning, so Cavendish probably just gets answered pretty easily. We pick up the blocker Bonnie, which is not bad. We also top deck a Hawkins for turn, which is pretty good. We're going to play down the Bonnie, stack the Cavendish. So we actually do get the leader effect this turn because we have 2 1s and a 3. Feels good. I do love that how this leader works is its total cost rather than just the amount of characters you have. It's definitely just a lot more efficient against removal. I feel like I've talked about that before, but still, pretty sweet. I completely expect this Cavendish to just get obliterated, but, you know, whatever. We get to do the thing where we bounce Luffy and then, you know, like replay Luffy. It feels too good. How could we pass this up? We already have a 7-drop. We're kind of just looking for more good targets for our leader effect. Restand Law with a Cavendish on field is very, very good. So we took it a little bit greedy, but it's okay. We have the Bonnie because obviously our Cavendish is now not on the field. Feels bad, man. Just going to go 7 at life. We'll take it, get a blocker, which is... I find that blocker law is only good when you have a lot of 1-drops on the field, so finding it there is pretty good. We've taken a lot of life this game, I cannot lie. We're in a little bit of a scary spot. If that Cavendish stuck around, we were in a really, really good spot, but now we can't really fight back too much. I mean, like, we probably don't want a leader effect. We probably just, like, blocker and then replay one of the 1-drops. It's definitely an awkward turn. Like, we can go to 0 if we feel like it, but I think we should try to just clear this Zoro because we can blocker law into a rush Zoro as well. So if we just pressure it with like a 5k and then a 6k, it probably will live, but, you know, there aren't many other great plays this turn. I guess we could Bonnie and just guarantee it doesn't swing again, but he's going to be at enough Dawn for Sanji anyway, so... honestly, I think it is Bonnie, right? I think Bonnie is the safest play. Psych, blocker law. I lied. So we can play the Zoro and then just poke again at the other one. I think I'm fine with either play. This just gets 2 cards out of his hand. Bonnie kind of guarantees we don't have 2 attacks, but like, do we die to Sanji? No, we don't die to Sanji. So I guess it's fine. It's all good. He might even just be going for board with Sanji because we have, what, 9 cards in hand, something like that? Yep, he's going to go for board. I don't think there's a reason not to defend this, especially when we have, like, Hawkins in hand, just because Hawkins is usually just a 1k counter if you don't play it on curve. I'm just going to prevent, I guess, the attacks going into my blocker law for as long as I can. Goes 6. I think I'm cool with just defending my board here. Like, he's pretty low in hand size. I really want to be winning on board. Next turn we do have 7-drop, and we got to save that last life, which is very strong. And we got to keep Bonnie, which will be very good for the Sanji. So yeah, we're looking pretty solid now. He honestly was maybe supposed to just go for life there and put on as much pressure as he could, because now with him, you know, not that many cards in hand, we're definitely just gonna try to clear the board. So yep, we'll stack Bonnie. We're just gonna end up taking back the Luffy to play the Bonnie, and then we can replay the Luffy if we want to, or we can just go 7 with leader. I guess, yeah, we can get another card by swinging at Sanji and then just freezing it. That feels pretty good. Next turn, or our next turn is looking pretty subpar, honestly. It's not looking too good. But, you know, we have 2 searchers in hand, and we'll have the extra Dawn if we find, like, a 7-drop. So, yep, that turn felt very good. Because we even swung with the blocker log because we're not really scared. I guess 10-drop could kill us, so maybe we should have been scared. I'd just be forgetting about that card, honestly. But we can defend a 6k. We have enough counter to live a 10-drop, I believe. Because if he did it now, it'd be 6k from leader. We'd 2k, and then next turn he would be at 1, 2, 3, 4. He'd be at 5, so it'd be 10. Do we get out of a 10? 2, 4. Hold on, mathematics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we don't get out of a 10. So we could have died to 10-drop. a little scary. And yeah, our last card in life was not counter, so we definitely could have died. But we live a Sanji here if that's what his game plan is. So, and yep, that is what it is. So we're all right. We do have to go for game next turn, unless we really try to wall up. We could just heal. Like, it is always an option. He could switch up and go for board though if he thinks I can defend a 9. Which, I mean, I definitely can. Like, I know I can. Like, it just depends if he thinks he can. Or he thinks I can. There we go. Words. It's hard. It's rough. While he also might be considering leaving Dawn up for Giant, just like trying to live. That might have been the better play, because I might have been a bit more scared to try to go for game. Because, yeah, he had 2 Giants as well. That might have been more correct. But I don't think he ends up, going for a 3rd one. And this should be our last game against Usopp. Just the Dressrosa cards being my worst enemy from previous sets, I assume this matchup is probably a bit harder. I don't think it's unwinnable or anything. I'm also, this is a little bit awkward. I hate playing Bonnie when they play their own 1-drop, but I think it's better to just search this turn anyway. Like, it'll get cleared, but, like, whatever. It's all good. I will say, Usopp feels like less kill your entire board every single turn than Rebecca did, so that's cool. Still a lot of value in the deck. Like, if you enjoyed playing Rebecca, I feel like you definitely enjoy playing Usopp. Just it always just feels good drawing cards, adding cards. You have the combo with like Rebecca and Kyros and stuff. It's a cool deck. Like I definitely want to check it out at some point, but for now we're just grinding this deck, which honestly I don't think is the hardest deck. It feels like easier to play than like red green, or at least at the time I guess to play red green, because red green like just felt hard, but I don't think it was ever too hard. Regardless, I'm ranting right now. Not a lot's going on. He has a 4-drop here. I'm wondering if he'll respect the Cavendish or he just wants to get rid of it. I'm sorry, not the Cavendish, the Hawkins. He just played a Cavendish though. That card's really good. It just says when you attack, draw 2, discard 1. Like, hello, who's printing these cards? And he gets to swing at characters like the pseudo rush. Like, come on, these characters are broken. We're on 6. Nothing great to do, honestly. It's really awkward. We could go Mihawk into Hawkins, like another one, which I don't think is bad, because like he doesn't really want to pop Hawkins, right? It feels pretty good. And we could just play Bonnie after that. Like, stacking our life not the turn that we're going to use leader effect feels a bit bad, but next turn we're just going to 7-drop, right? So I think it's kind of completely fine. Also, let's see what to talk about. I'll get a bit off topic of I feel like I've just been rambling about the games, which I guess is kind of what I do always anyway. So, but what deck are you guys most excited for OP10? I know it's still quite a while away. It's in March, I believe, and I know I assume at least a good amount of people are enjoying OP09 format. I'm not sure. I kind of just haven't played it because not many decks really intrigue me. If I were to play, I'd probably want to play just like purple black Luffy, because I like that deck. I like Moria into, add a card and then draw 2, discard 2. It feels good. It feels good. But yeah, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this format. Is it good? I heard it's just like Dofi just being a menace. And I think he continues to be a menace in OP10, so I guess that won't go away. I'll experience that later on. I think, if I played, I might just play Dofi, but that's just because I think I have a lot of the Dofi cards. I'd probably only missing a couple. But we get hit with the full combo here. Rebecca, Kyros into Cavendish. He bounces one of my Hawkins. Very good. We're getting Dougied on. And this trigger, we can use it. I think it's pretty good, actually, yeah, because he's tapped out, doesn't have much more interaction. He can, attack at my Hawkins, but we're kind of cool if he attacks with my Hawkins. So, yeah, we're looking good. We're just going to take our free attacks here, because he doesn't have any blockers either. So we'll try to just get some cards out. I don't think there's any reason we should be swinging a board at this point. We can't really win on it. We just have to make it a race. And depending on if he has blockers and stuff. This deck, the Usopp deck, has like one of the best blockers ever, because it's Frankie. Then Frankie floats into, I think, like a 3 or less Dressrosa card, which can just grab him Leo, which can add him 2 cards, and then his leader effect will draw him a card. Like that card is nuts, by the way. Like, that card makes me want to play this deck just because of how much value you get off blocking with that thing. But we're gonna 7-drop. What did we put in life? We put a blocker law. We're gonna play the blocker law. And I mean, if we're really scared, we can bounce the Hawkins and play out the Bonnie, but we're not really scared. I'm going to leave the Hawkins because he probably won't interact with the Hawkins, and that just sounds better. Is just going to swing 5-bit life. I don't want a free block. Yeah, there's no way I'm letting him swing at my blocker law for fun. He can swing at my my Hawkins all he wants. That's fine with me. But I'm gonna try to just keep the blocker's just there in case I absolutely need it to live. But outside of that, it's just gonna be more just to attack him because he hasn't 1 life. And if he doesn't play a blocker, we're definitely just going for game next turn. He might even be trying to go for game this turn. I don't quite remember this game. I think I remember how it ends because I make a pretty bad misplay, but well, we don't have to talk about that. But yeah. Goes 1 Dawn on Cavendish, goes 7. I'm just going to take that. We don't have a lot of counter in hand, honestly, and he has a good amount. He has, 3 more attacks, basically. So it's like a little bit scary. So yeah, we'll just take it. You get another 2k, which is very good. Could potentially save us. Still has Cavendish and Kyros are definitely attacking. Rebecca might attack. We'll see how he plays out the turn. He's going to go 1 Dawn on the other Cavendish. I could counter this, which might be correct. But I think, like looking at my hand, I was like, I'm pretty sure I have enough counter to just, live. I do get a Zoro trigger, which I don't think there's a reason not to use. It makes the math on him, a little bit easier. It feels a little bit less scary because I just dropped 2 cards from my hand, but I have 2 2Ks and 3 1Ks, so we get up to 12k, basically, in counter. And this is kind of where I mess up. So he has 7 Dawn available. So his best split... Well, not his best split. We'll see. He swings 11, and I'm like, I can counter that. I'm like, he has 5 Dawn left. I'm like, if I counter out of this, that's my whole hand. And then if he just has removal, like say a 4-drop removal, which I'm pretty sure the deck has. I think it's Zoro, but I'm not sure what cost he pops because I just don't know the deck. But then he ends up having the King Kong gun, which I did not think this deck would play, but I guess they play Luffy, so it's reasonable to play. But yeah, did not expect that and end up just kind of dying to that. If we look at his hand, he did not have removal, or he had Red Rock, but it wouldn't have been enough to Red Rock and then swing with Rebecca. I don't even, yeah, right? Because he used 2 Dawn on Kyros, so he'd only have 5. He couldn't even play Red Rock. So, also, I think Zoro pops a 4 cost. I might be wrong. you guys can let me know. But yeah, I should have just counted the Kyros and I guess just hope for the best. It was kind of in my mind, it was a 50-50 because I don't know what this deck plays. It was either he has removal spell, which I die to if I counter this one, and if he doesn't, and I just, block, I guess, that's the way I die with the King Kong gun. So I guess I just had to bet on what he had there. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.